Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for our first ever live stream from Eastbank Little League. We're in Broussard, Louisiana. My name is Scott Frazier, and I'm with Todd Guidry. Good afternoon, Todd.
Hey, thank you for having me, Scott. It's a pleasure to be out here. I'm looking forward to this great matchup between Eastbank Little League and Sterlington.
So, this is our first time doing it. It's going to be a little clunky, but we're going to do the best we can. So there you go, Todd. So we still got 15 minutes to talk about some stuff. We got Steve Pettit here. I'd love to talk about a few things. So here we go.
He'll have something to say later.
Yeah, we got something to say later on. All right, so let's go. We got Eastbank out there right now taking infield. Coach Scott Leday is the head coach of the team. We've got Ian Aguilar as an assistant, and we have Alex Legas has moved into the third assistant spot after Cole Strumbo is going on his graduation trip from southeastern Louisiana tomorrow with his family. Today we open up with Evangeline, which is out of the Lafayette district. This is the opening game of the 2025 Little League, Louisiana Little League State Tournament. So Todd, how does it feel to be back out here?
I absolutely, as you know, I've been with you since 2014 when you started this whole program, and I just absolutely love Little League. When you asked me to do this, it was an honor, and I can't wait to get this thing started.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is a lot different for me. This is my first time in about 20 years not coaching. And a lot of people would say, man, how does it feel that you're not going to be out here coaching? I mean, you're going to be missing it. And the answer is a resounding no. I don't miss it. I don't miss the hot practices, all the batting practices I threw. But I am going to miss the kids. That's one thing I will miss is developing that bond with the kids and, you know, going through a summer, a long journey with them. That's always fun. But you know what? I've been really excited about coming out here and doing this with you specifically, Todd. And, you know, we talked about doing this last year, and then I ended up coaching the 13s instead. But I've really been looking forward to this, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So,
well, Scott, I actually miss you coaching. I really do. Although I like you up here with me too, doing this game. I miss watching you coach. You've been tremendously successful. When this program was started in 2014, I think you have 10 district championships, 4 state championships.
Actually 5.
5 state championships, 1 regional title, and of course everybody knows in 2019, Eastbank Little League, at the direction of Scott, won the World Championship in 2019.
You know, we talked about it, about starting this program, and it really started, you know, where Chris Strumbo and Earl Hardwin got me out to a practice in the summer of 2014 to come help them with their little travel ball team, and they were 11 at the time. And then later on that summer, I said, hey, you guys want to take a ride up to Hammond, and we'll go take a look at the state tournament. And we made a decision right there to give it a shot and jump into Little League. And, you know, it all started from there. And we felt that if we could get it off the ground, we would have an opportunity for success, which we've had success. But, you know, and think about it, when we got started, the first people I reached out to were some of the guys in Lafayette Little League that I knew.
Yeah, the people who have been successful, you wanted a roadmap to get started yourself.
Right, you know, and Lafayette Little League did it right. You know, community-based, great guys involved in the program. And I reached out to Charlie Melanson and a lot of other guys that I knew up here. And they helped me kind of build, give me a blueprint on success, you know. So a lot of our success is due to the people that were running Lafayette Little League at that time, you know. And I think it's pretty cool that since 2021, the state tournament's been here in Broussard in the Lafayette area. And Lafayette's one of those cities in Louisiana that's just, it's a great community. You got the Raging Cajuns here. You have
Incredible food.
Yeah, incredible food. You got the legacy of Coach Robichaux.
Yeah.
You know, late Coach Robichaux from UL Lafayette. And just really good people here. Really great people in the city of Lafayette. And these guys do a phenomenal job running a tournament of this magnitude, right? I mean, there's nobody else in the state that can do what they do.
Absolutely. You know, since 2014, you know, the state tournament's been in a few other different places, but when it landed here at the Broussard Sports Complex, it was just incredible. You could see the quality of the fields. You got everything right here. You also have everything from T-ball all the way up to 11 and 12's right here, right now, all in one complex competing. You know, it just creates a community environment. So all the young little kids, they get to actually see what's going on with the older kids. You have parents meeting, you have a community out here. So I'm glad they all have it all out in one place.
You know, we talked earlier, the one thing I would like to see differently, and I've been saying this to Michael Marler for a couple of years now, I love this atmosphere with all the age groups here. However, I would love one thing to change, which would, if they would take just the 12-year-olds and rotate the 12-year-old state tournament around to the different districts, giving communities around the state of Louisiana opportunity to come out and see what's going on with Little League in the state. And I remember in 2018, we held the state tournament for the 12s at John Curtis in River Ridge. And when we played South Lake Charles in the opening game and in the championship game,
it was absolutely an electric atmosphere. Yeah. You had cars parked down Jefferson Highway to view that game.
Well, you had probably 1,500 to 2,000 people at the game. It was incredible.
That's
you had 4 or 5 people all the way around the outfield.
Didn't work out the way we wanted that night. We ran into an absolute stud for South Lake Charles. What was that pitcher's name again?
Landon Victorian.
Right.
Yeah, Landon Victorian.
Probably one of the best Little League pitchers I've ever seen in my life.
Best one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, that was the last year of the May 1st cutoff in 2018.
That's right.
Right, so you'll never see kids that mature now because of the September 1st cutoff. But that kid was the best pitcher I've ever seen, not only in Little League, but even at my days back at Little Farms, you know, doing that.
Right.
So
Scott, talk a little bit about your experience coming up through the coaching ranks when you actually started to develop the Little Farms program. Although it had been around for a long time, the Little Farms program in River Ridge was a Dixie Youth program, and it still is. But talk a little bit about that, how you became involved in that, and then ultimately you brought a team to the Dixie Youth World Series. And what year was that?
That was in 2006.
Okay, so back then, for people who do or don't know, travel ball was just kind of starting back then. So when you went to a Dixie Youth World Series, that was a big deal back in the day.
Well, in Dixie Youth back then, like you said, travel ball was just starting, so all the good kids played. So back in the day, you know, Kirk Corrett with Miley had won like 4 or 5 in a row, but you had, everybody was good, from Lakeshore to Bright to Metairie, which then became Pontiff. You know, even Jefferson had good teams. Harahan had good teams.
So how did you make that? How did you make Little Farms make that leap from being an average Dixie Youth program all the way up to making it to the World Series?
Well, number one, it all starts with you can't make chicken salad out of it. So you need talent, and we had good talent. I mean, everybody had good talent, but like we just worked really hard. And not to say everybody else didn't work hard, but I always try to have a mindset of trying to make sure we're outworking everybody else, right? And so that was just always our mantra. Then once we finally got over the hump, and it was in 2002 when we Little Farms won its first district championship, which was a huge deal at the time. We beat Miley, we beat Kirk Correct, right? We finally knocked them off their pedestal, and then we just had the train rolling then, right?
Right.
And so then it was just, you know, confidence plays such a big key, right? Especially in baseball, you know, confidence, and you know, you always giving kids the, you know, the urging them to be, to believe in themselves and all that kind of stuff, and that's such a huge part of it. So once you get over the hump, and now you have that level of confidence, well, it changes a lot of things. If you're walking out in the field and you feel like you're going to win, like somehow, some way, we're going to figure it out. We're going to win because we outwork everybody else. You probably have a good shot to win, especially in baseball where it's such a mental sport, right?
Right. So let's jump ahead a little bit. So, you know, I guess every summer in August, you know, you flip on the TV and you see the Little League World Series. I imagine even when you were coaching Dixie Youth, you were like, wow, I'd like to get there one day. How can we do this? Tell a little background on that.
Well, you know, I guess you could say Skip Bertman would be the grandfather of baseball in the state of Louisiana. And then, so as LSU became a perennial power, and you had other teams good too, right? I mean, Cajuns went to the World Series, UNO went to the World Series, Tulane's been to the World Series, I believe, twice.
Right, the talent in the Jefferson Parish area is just incredible. So
then, you know, in Louisiana, you feel like, okay, if we could get in the state is always tough competition. And then if you get out of state, you're going to be facing those two Texas teams. And so you feel you have a good shot. You have at least a 33% chance to make it to the World Series. We always felt if we made it to the regionals, because it's, well, history shows it's only Louisiana or Texas East, Texas West.
I think in the last 25 years, it's either been in a Louisiana or a Texas team that's advanced out of Waco to make it to Williamsport. Am I right?
That's right. So you know, we get the right kids that came in. We have the right people, the right coaches, the right people on the board. You know, you have everybody pulling a rope in the same direction. And, you know, we've got great families in our organization. We always have. That's a huge difference, right? The people that are supportive of their kids, they're going to make sure they get them to practice and, you know, fight dealing with traffic after school ball to get them to the league games on time and all that kind of stuff. So it's commitment from a lot of people, you know, not just commitment from people that are the coaches or the board.
Well, I think it's a little more than that too. You know, when the league starts every year, you would always set the tone. You had a big meeting with the parents, and you kind of laid the rules out on the line and said, this is what we're going to allow. Cheer the kids on, encourage them, and leave it to the coach.
Well, you know, in our league play, and I know you see videos a lot of times on social media of shenanigans happening in other places with parents and yelling at umpires and coaches and all that kind of stuff. We don't allow that with us at Eastbank. Like, everybody knows that that's not going to happen. Like, we don't allow coaches or families or anybody to argue with an umpire. We don't want those kind of shenanigans at our games. And it's just, to me, it's all a part of, you know, it sets the tone for everything at that point. So a good league will lead to a good opportunity in All-Stars to have success, right? Now, by the way, for the record, Todd and I are completely just going off the cuff with this stuff. We have no idea how we're going to call this game. We don't have any plans to what we're going to say. It's coming across okay. We're completely winging this deal as we go, and hopefully you guys at home enjoy it.
So let's talk a little bit about how this season has started. So the district tournament was 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was at Ascension's home field, and we were fortunate enough to win the district championship again. We were in the driver's seat game. Ascension Parish had to beat us twice. They actually beat us the first time in the championship, and then we came back and beat them in the final game. But we had to play Ascension 3 times in that district tournament. Every single game was a one-run game.
No, we played them twice.
Played them twice? Okay.
Played them twice, yeah.
Okay.
Well, look, Little League has changed. You got a continuous batting order now. So when you have 2 good pitchers on the hill, you're probably not getting back to the top of the lineup the third time.
That's right.
And it also makes for a really, really fast game.
Right.
Right? And, I mean, honestly, I don't like it. I think it should go back to baseball. Have 9 batters.
Right.
Have your subs come in. Give the coaches an opportunity to have some level of strategy. Right? And you're getting your better players more at bats by doing it that way. Right? And again, it's back to baseball. But I personally do not like this continuous batting order whatsoever. We need to get back to batting 9, getting the subs in, and putting a little bit of pressure on the coaches to manage the game the way you're supposed to. That's why they call them manager.
I agree with you, Scott. I'm not a fan of it either. Let's talk a little bit about the teams that are here, Scott. And so a few years ago, it was always the district champion out of each district that went on to the state tournament. A few years ago, they made some changes, and now they have the district champion and the district runner-up from each district represented here at the state tournament. So I think we have 7 teams in here.
7 because
one was unopposed.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So
from Northwest Louisiana.
Okay.
You only had Sterlington, North Louisiana. So Sterlington was the only team.
Okay.
I don't know where Shreveport or Bossier are. Monroe jumped in last year, but or no, it was Lincoln Parish.
Right.
But they didn't come back.
Right. And that brings me to something I'd like to touch on. So when we won the 2019 Little League World Series, that did wonders for Little League baseball around our area. We used to have it to where it was only us and Bogalusa in a district. There was the best 2 out of 3 to get to state, and that was it. After you won that World Series, I think we've had 3 or 4 different organizations pop up to fill out our district, and it's been nothing but a good thing. Success breeds more involvement in other programs, and everybody wanted to have a piece of that.
Yeah. Since winning and all the attention that we got from TV, there's been a lot of teams jump in. Before we won, we had New Orleans Little League. So they were around before we won, and they've kind of rebranded themselves now.
But again, you caught attention even before that by going to Waco 3 times before that. And again, those games are on ESPN. So I don't think if you would not have had that success, I don't know that NOLA Little League would have popped up.
Well, yeah, I guess so. In Ascension, I mean, look how big they are.
Yeah.
They came out the gate swinging, right?
Yes, and we knew that when Ascension Parish came on the scene with all those athletes they have in that area, that they were going to pose a big problem.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got serious baseball up in the Ascension area because you got St. Amant, East Ascension, Dutchtown, then you got the new Prairieville High School. So yeah, from a high school standpoint, they have always had so much talent. I think St. Amant back in the early '90s won 3 in a row and then won like 4 out of 5. And that was back when everybody was combined. It's not like separate select, now. But I tell you, the head coach of Dutchtown, Coach Chris Schecksnyder, we got to coach together last year with my son-in-law and my youngest daughter's boyfriend with the 13-year-old team. And I learned so much in a short period of time from Coach Schecksnyder, who's the head coach at Dutchtown now. And that was a lot of fun for me because it was open baseball now at 13s. And so I learned a lot of things I wasn't used to from the pickoffs and all that kind of stuff. And Chris, my gosh, what not only a great coach, but what a great dude, a great family guy. And that was a lot of fun. We have a lot of friends that are up at Ascension, right?
Yeah.
And we know a lot of people that play for Greater New Orleans Little League,
sure do.
right? And I mean, and it goes to show you just those 3 programs in Southeast Louisiana, how much talent we have with the younger kids, and I think we're capturing a lot of the travel ball kids that typically are bypassing playing Little League in other areas. They're not in our area. They want to play this. They want to have that opportunity, you know, because, I mean, we've been to Waco 4 times.
Yep.
You know, got to the World Series in 19. 2 years ago, Ascension beat us to go to Waco, made it to the regional championship game, and lost to a Texas team. And then last year, G&O beat us in the state championship game and also made it to the regional championship game. So whoever comes out of the tournament is going to have a legitimate shot in Waco to get to Williamsport, which, by the way, is the mecca of all youth sports, hands down.
Yeah, how many people in the United States championship game would you, or the world championship against Curacao? How many people were there, Scott?
I think actually more against Hawaii,
Right.
but I think they estimated like 38 to 40,000.
Wow.
And to put in perspective, in Omaha for the College World Series, the stadium holds 25,000.
Yeah.
I mean, so to put it in perspective.
When you have a little field, I was actually had the pleasure of being there in Williamsport. When you have a little field like that,
We're going to pause for 1 second for the national anthem. Wonderful job of that young local person singing the national anthem. That was awesome. All right, Tyler.
So I'm just going to lay this out there. We've obviously only got the camera on this field, but right next to us, there's 2 of the ball games going on. So if you hear the crowd shouting and you don't necessarily see a play on our field, that's because they got 2 other ball games going on.
And which one of them is our Eastbank 10-year-olds playing South Lake Charles right next to us. And then they got a whole nother where we have a couple of kids playing on the other pod. Look, Frank's got the old double Dutch bus playing. So today's games for Eastbank Little League. Let's see. Our T-ball starts at 6. They play Sulphur. Our 7 and 8s, they also start at 6. They play Mid-City, which is out of our 9-year-olds running right now as well on the other pod against South Lake Charles. Our 10s, well, obviously next to us, our 10-year-olds are playing Shreveport. The 11s have a bye. They don't start tomorrow against South Lake Charles. And what you're watching now is our 12-year-old team. And we are playing Evangeline, which is near Lafayette. So on the hill for Eastbank Little League is Josh Rouse. Behind the plate for Eastbank, we got Jonas Kruppel, maybe it's Kruppel. Playing first base, Cristiano Wyndham. Playing second base is Giovanni Wyndham. Playing third base is Charlie Bartlett. Playing shortstop is Dominic Palermo. Left field is Marley Pettit. Center field is Spencer Curl. And in right field is Warren Sirkoff. Leading off for Evangeline here is Cam Charles.
All right, about to see the first pitch here. Got a fast strike.
I think Scott told us today at lunch that Rouse is going to fill up the zones, going to throw strikes. That was a nice curveball.
So the key, I mean, that's the key in baseball. You know, filling up the strike zone in Little League is just imperative.
You got pitch counts, and man, it means everything. Absolute means everything.
Yes, you've got to do that. If you want to see a pitcher go 6 innings, can't walk too many people.
No. I wish they had the little pitch count thing on the scoreboard, though. That'd make life a little easier. So, like right there, you don't want to waste a pitch, right? So you go 0-2 on a kid, fouls one off, you waste the pitch. So now here's the next pitch. So you're at 5 pitches on the first batter. And there's another wasted pitch, right? So those are the kind of things as a leadoff hitter, especially in the world of Little League, build up that, get the pitch count, right? You know, to get that counter. That's such a key. Well, you know, in high school now too, because they have pitch counts.
Right.
So it's the same thing.
As far as
you got to make that play. Yeah, he did.
Nice play, nice recovery by the pitcher.
Sticking with it.
He stayed in control, went and got the ball and threw it to first base for the first out of the game.
Ideally, you would like him to make the play off the hop.
That's right. That's right.
He kind of didn't. He wasn't in a good fielding position.
Let's give him a break. Let's give him a break, Coach. Got first play of the game for the tournament.
There's my coaching part coming out. All right, here we go. Second batter is Bentley Forum.
And from a hitter's perspective in Little League, man, I mean, the key is just to put the ball there, be a bunt, a ground ball to anyone. You know, I mean, these kids are 12 years old. A lot of errors occur.
Yeah, I have to disagree with that. I have to disagree with that. When it gets the better teams, they're going to make the plays, especially on turf, right? So you can throw bat hops out the way. Look at where these guys are. That center field is playing kind of tight. Now there's a little guy batting, but in Little League, because of the bats, because of the cutoff date being September 1st, have strong kids like you used to have back in the day. Not many kids are hitting puberty in today's world of Little League, right? So you're not going to have kids with mustaches playing these days.
Which we did play a kid with a mustache from South Lake Charles back in
but that
2018.
No, that was 20. Oh, look, nice hit. Good job at the center fielder getting over. That was a really nice hit by that kid.
Well, this 2016.
It was 2016. Mustachio, he stuck it to us. That kid went on that year because I think he threw 95% sliders against us in the championship game, and he went on to break, at the time, I don't know if it's been broken since, break the regional record. What's up, buddy? Regional strikeout record in regionals that year.
Wow. Yeah.
They lost. Matter of fact, that year they lost the championship game to a Texas team to go to the World Series. I wish I had my clicker. I would like to keep my. I'm about to go buy a clicker tomorrow because I like to know exactly where we are at pitch counts. We're probably like around 12 or so now.
All habits are hard to break, huh, Coach?
Yes. So that was a nice pitch. So we got the third old hitter now, Parker Marcotti. I guess it's Parker Marcotti. So we have 12.
Oh, we got a pass ball on the play, and that's what you want to avoid. You know, in Little League Baseball, the catcher, in my opinion, of course, I'm a little biased. I was a catcher back in the day, is the most critical position on the field. If you can eliminate pass balls, now I know some cannot be stopped, but if you've got a good catcher behind the plate, you can save a lot of runs.
Well, that is 1,000% true. Like, for instance, in 2019, having Egan Prather, who was just unbelievable as a catcher. And then when Egan pitched, we brought in Ryder, who also did a phenomenal job behind the plate. And Ryder was our third baseman, who Ryder just graduated from Holy Cross, and he's got a scholarship, and he's heading to LSU Eunice. Kid's just an athlete,
Right.
you know.
So, Coach Scott, how many kids off that 2019 World Series team got college baseball scholarship?
Whew. Okay, this is the fourth hole hitter now, Cy Bowie. So we have one out, runners in first and second, four hole up. 2019 team, kids with scholarships. Well, we start with Egan. Egan's going to Loyola. Marshall Luke had signed with LSU, but he just had Tommy John surgery, so he's going to go to LSU Eunice. But that's not a bad thing at all, because that should be an out. It's going to be an infield fly regardless. So 2 outs here. So Marshall Luke's going to go to LSU Eunice as well. And the reason I say it's not a bad thing, because now in college baseball, you can go to a JUCO for 2 years and still have 4 years at a D1 school, which is crazy to me. It makes no sense, but, you know.
What an advantage to get 2 years of college baseball under your belt before you arrive at a school like LSU.
Well, it changes everything, really. You know, I mean, okay, we got the fifth hole hitter up with 2 outs. This is Bladen Foreman. Because now, you know, everything was always D1. But because of the transfer portal and NIL and all that other stuff, now going to a JUCO is the way to go, right? And go to a JUCO, start getting acclimated in college, and it gives you the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year school or a D1 school and still have 4 years to play. You know, so before, if you went to a JUCO, and say if you went to Delgado and you went to Delgado for 2 years, well, you only have 2 years left at a D1.
That's right.
And like, you can almost forget about it. Unless you're a draft eligible kind of guy in high school, you're not coming out of high school going to an SEC school. That's not going to happen. You know,
or you're not going to get a lick of playing time, even if you do make it.
Well, here's a for instance for you. Oh, that was a great job at a catcher. Great job blocking it. Unfortunately, the ball got kind of stuck under the batter's feet. But like, for instance, Nyan Hayes, who played for us in 2015, when we went to our first state championship, when we went to, I just saw this morning his mom posted, he's now going to Oregon State.
Oh, wow.
So he started, I believe, at UAB. And then I think at some point, he transferred to Arkansas State. And like, he's going through this. Now he's going to a perennial power in college baseball, going to Oregon State. And that right there, Nyan shows you how much this has all changed. How the world of college baseball has changed, you know?
Yes.
Scott Leday took a little visit out to Mr. Rouse to calm him down a little bit. Hey, first game, state tournament, lot riding on the line, you know, so
We got a bases loaded situation right now. Let's see if we can get out of this jam. So
6-hole hitter, this is Andy Bro, now batting for Evangeline. Looked like a pretty good pitch right there. Maybe off the plate a little bit.
Call that down, Scott?
I don't know how you call it down if the catcher catches it. This is a little guy. That's a strike. All right. You need to set the tone. You need to get a quick out here. All right, just throw a strike and you get your out. All right, so we got a 1-2 count, 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the first inning here. Evangel batting, and that's a strikeout. The inning. Get out of the inning.
Get out of that inning.
Big pitch counts though.
Yep. We talked about that in the beginning of the broadcast, how critically important it is to keep the pitch counts down.
No runs, 1 hit. I'll check the old see.
I'm following saying Sony's creased a little bit. Just give you a heads up, man. I don't know if we can change what we did different, but
Change it.
give you a heads up.
Let's see. We can go to game changer. Let's see what their pitch count is, Todd.
So Scott, when you get a second, could you go over the pitch count rules for Little League and give the audience a general idea of how long you have to rest, pitch counts, that kind of thing?
Well, we should have this conversation with Frank since he didn't know the pitch count rule in district.
By the way, Frank is our 11-year-old coach.
All right, let's see. Where are we at in pitch count? And then I'll go over it. So 29 pitches, so that's a lot. So the pitch counts is if you throw 0-20, there's no day's rest. You can come back tomorrow. 21 to 35 is 1 day rest. 36 to 50 is 2 days rest. 51 to 65 is 3, and anything over 65 is 4. All right. Now, if you start a batter, let's just say at pitch number 20, you can the 0 day threshold. You start a batter at 20 and you throw 5 pitches. So you finish at 25, it reverts back to the first pitch of the at bat. So you'd still have 0 days rest. So now where Rouse is, he's already at a day's rest. So he's already done for tomorrow. Now, I think what Scott will probably do today is probably do a 35 is my guess, but we'll see. All right, leading it off for Eastbank is Spencer Curl. Now, the one thing about Spencer, and I don't think I'm giving anything away by saying this, Scott said his speed is absolutely incredible. He tagged during the district tournament. He tagged a fly. He was at second base, fly ball to first. He tagged and went to third. That's how fast this kid is.
Does that speed remind you of any players from the 2019 team? Center fielder.
Yeah, Ryan Darrow.
Yeah.
Ryan was fast. Oh, yeah, we got to get back to that. But, yeah, Ryan was fast. I mean, we had good speed. Other than Ryan, I never really had. And, you know, Ryan, even though he was fast, I don't remember Ryan being, like, fast off the blocks.
He could certainly drag bunt.
Yeah, he was a great drag bunter. Yeah, that's a lost art. However, walks on 4 pitches there.
And speaking of Ryan Darren scholarships, I believe he signed with Arizona State.
Arizona State going to the Sun Devils, pretty awesome. I went to go see a playoff game for Bud Martin. They had some scouts from the Dodgers there watching them. Now batting for Eastbank, Cristiano Wyndham. He's the first baseman, also a left-handed pitcher for us. Big kid, big strong kid. There's a strike. Yeah, and you can see by looking at Curl at first, you can see he has a really good idea of what he's doing on the bases. This is my first time watching these guys live. I really don't know the kids all that well. I know some of the kids, but I just don't know them that well. Ball was up a little bit, pulled his head a tad.
Now, what I've heard about this year's Eastbank team is they really grind at the plate. They really try to get the pitch count up for the other team.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I heard too is that it's a real tightly bonded team. Like these kids really play well together, which is a huge key. And another huge key is the parents need to understand and buy into whatever the coach has planned for this team, right? And if all of those things don't work, if the kids aren't bonding in the dugout, the parents it's not jiving in the stands, it might drop into his goal. Oh!
We got a drop ball in center field.
Holy moly.
All right, now we have runners on first and second.
All right, so that's going to be an error in center field. So now we got first and second. Nobody out. Now batting Colin Johnson. Colin Johnson is one of 4 11-year-olds on this team, Todd.
Wow. Okay, I thought we had 3, but 4. That's amazing. So next year's team might be pretty good, Scott.
Well, considering Colin Johnson, this kid batting now, batting third, he's one of their top 2 pitchers. They say he's probably getting close to throwing 70 from the left-hand side. The catcher is 11, shortstop's 11, and the second baseman's 11. That's incredibly strong. That's outside. Whoa, not according to the umpire.
Yeah, I think he'd had to almost step over home plate to get to that ball.
Yeah.
But look, we're dealing with that volunteer, so got to give him a break every now and again. Although I know you didn't want to back in your coaching days.
That's gonna be trouble. Everybody's gonna be safe. Yeah, slow roller. Third baseman didn't charge it very hard. And looks like the Johnson kid can run pretty well. There was no shot he was getting him. So that's actually an infield single. That's Eastbank's first hit. So now batting third baseman Charlie Bartlett. I think Scott said, depending on who pitches, he may also go play second base as well. Oh, that's a rip.
Nice drive in the left field.
Oh, that's going to go to the fence.
That's going to clear the bases.
Clear the bases. Charlie's probably going to get the third. And he will. All right, that was a really nice cut. Really nice cut. So we're going to give Charlie a single, and then it'll be an error in left field. Probably would have been 2 RBIs, but the other runner from first advanced first. Charlie advanced from first from the single all the way third from the error.
And I know you can't see it on video right now, but we have a pretty stiff wind blowing directly in from center field. So normal Little League fences are 220. These sit at around 230. Actually, center field at this field is 250.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it's a tall fence. So with the wind and the fences pretty far back, very rarely that you see a home run in Little League baseball at this park.
Hey, this whole thing that we're doing, this streaming live and the equipment that we bought, this is all being brought to us by Supreme Toyota in Hammond. And go see General Manager Kyle Gode for all your pre-owned needs. Kyle's been a part of Eastbank Little League for a long time. He River Ridge guy. I think he was a wrestler at Shaw, which, if you don't know Kyle looks like he came out of the woods of Montana.
Yeah, any wrestler from Shaw, Brother Martin,
Dude,
you need to stay away from.
If he wrestled. All right, who we got up here? This is Joan Truppel. This is going to be a sac fly to center field, and it's going to score our 4th run. So it's F8, but it's a sac fly. Yeah, so, well, let me say this. Now batting is Jace Ford. But Kyle, could you imagine wrestling Kyle?
No.
That's like wrestling a Russian bear. I mean, there's no shot.
Yeah, and sometimes they just built them a little differently at Shaw.
Jesus. He could have been like the offensive line. Kyle's a great guy, and Kyle's always been a huge friend of us, does a tremendous amount at Eastbank and at Little Farms Playground. He was coaching a 7- and 8-year-old team at Little Farms this year. My last couple of cars came from Supreme Toyota in Hammond. My mother-in-law's car came from Supreme Toyota in Hammond. Both my daughter's cars came from Supreme Toyota in Hammond.
All right,
That's a nice opposite field hit. Oh, jeez. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but that right fielder picked it up barehanded on the ground ball. He shouldn't do that. But what I would like to see is Jace Ford coming out the box a little harder than that and push that to second base, because that right fielder's playing super deep. Now batting is Giovanni Wyndham. This is a younger brother of Cristiano.
Scott, I think part of your success in Little League Baseball was always pushing it on the base paths.
That's going to be a base hit to left field. Nice job, getting up there, swinging the bat. Giovanni, who is he's one of the 11-year-olds, 4 11-year-olds. And this is another one of our 11-year-olds. This is our shortstop, Dominic Palermo. Yeah, growing up, I always loved watching Cal State Fullerton play baseball back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Base to base.
No, man. I mean, they would push. All right, that's not great base running there. That's got to be, maybe he lost the ball. But Cal State Fullerton always tried and drop a drag bunt at any moment, I think it was Dorito coaching them at the time?
I believe so, yep.
Which is a great story.
Yeah, if I could touch on that a little bit. So our first time that we made it to Waco, Texas for the regional in 2015, I had brought my RV up there and I was cooking for the team in between games. And Ugly Garrido's announcing the game on ESPN. And at the time he had a cooking show. And I was,
fair ball.
I was smoking.
Okay, Palermo with the double down the left field line. The ball was fair. I probably couldn't see it on the camera, but the ball was fair by about a foot. Nice job of hitting.
So, can you tell the story? I was smoking a brisket out in the parking lot, and lo and behold, Augie Garrido comes up and to me. And so he has this cooking show going on, and he says, "You mind if I interview?"
Hold on one sec. Now batting pitcher, Josh Rouse for Eastbank. Okay, go ahead.
So he says, "You mind if I interview you for my cooking show?" And I said, "Well, you can interview my girlfriend. She's actually the one who made the sauce and was smoking the meat and everything." And one thing led to another, and I got on a cooking show in the parking lot of the Little League facility out of Waco, Texas, with Augie Garita. And the funny thing about it is, I was wearing an LSU hat at the time, and he looked up at me, and I said, "Coach," I said, and
you saying this to the wrong guy.
He just kind of stared at it. And I said, "You a little intimidated there, Coach?" Boy, he glared at me. I don't think he liked that very much when I said that.
No, because was he coaching at Texas at the time?
I think he was retired, Scott, by that time.
Oh, maybe he was retired, yeah. He was awesome, man. If you want to go look at some YouTube videos of Coach getting upset when he was coaching at the University of Texas, entertaining to say the least. Okay, Josh Rouse goes down on strikes, now batting left fielder. Marley Pettit now batting for Eastbank, and we have 2 outs. So over to our right, we have Sulphur and Ascension in a big game. Somebody's up 2-0. Whoever the visiting team is scored 2 runs, but I don't know who the visiting team is, so we'll have to figure that one out. And it looks like our 10-year-olds over here to the left are losing 3-0 in the bottom of the first. That's a nice hit by Marley. That's going to score another run. RBI single for Marley with a nice base hit out to left field. Good job, Marley.
Excellent piece of hitting there. Eastbank 7.
These outfielders are
Evangeline
playing
0.
incredibly too deep, especially the right fielder. Now batting, this is the 11th hole batter, Blaze Markey.
Yeah, it looks like those outfielders, Scott, are almost sitting at 220, which would be a normal Little League fence.
They're sitting on the hill. Yeah, they're out on the hill. It's like the college baseball game now where the outfielders are out on the track all the time, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, you could drop blue. Oh, nice little delay. Safe, nice job. Great base running by Marley right there. Really, really good job. I hope the Lafayette coaches that are sitting here probably scouting the game didn't see that. Who's visitor over there?
Well, Scott, when you were coaching the Eastbank Little League team, you always had a particular plays going from first to second to third. You had a lot of double steals.
Yes.
Produced a lot of runs.
Well, there were certain games we went into, like for instance, against, I think the kid was Romano or something in the World Series.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember the kid's name. And we knew it was going to be tough to score against him. He was that good. And we also knew New Jersey's defense was not all that good. Markey draws a walk, so then we have first and third. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Well, especially New Jersey's defense, they were very slow on the corners.
Yeah, so we knew we were going to put a lot of pressure on those guys, and we scored. We won the game 4-1. They scored a run in the last inning with 2 outs, but we scored all 4 runs on pushing the envelope, making them throw the ball around. So all our runs are probably unearned.
Manufactured.
Yeah, we manufactured the runs for sure. Yeah. But we worked really, really hard at that. Marley is a great base runner. He did not hesitate right there.
You can tell that Marley is a very instinctual baseball player, very smart.
Yeah, Marley, great job on the bases right there. Okay, yeah, now batting right fielder Warren Surkoff. Yeah, very impressed with Marley's base running. They say Surkoff can run really well. They say he's also, well, I won't give away. He does a lot of things well. He hits a lot of dingers. Let's say that. Yeah, I guess we can use the, which we haven't read the notes yet that Scott gave us on the kids. Oh, that's a shot. Oh, great
nice
play by the
by
shortstop.
shortstop.
Oh, he's safe. Oh, he dropped the ball.
Look, you got to give that shortstop a lot of credit for staying with that play.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. And realistically, he probably should have been out because the first baseman, if he strides a little bit and catches a one hop, he's out. I'm going to give him a base hit on that, though.
Number 2, center, Carroll.
Okay, we still here in the bottom of the first inning. Now it's 9-0 Eastbank with 2 outs here. Nice cut. Dropped his hands a little bit right there.
Yeah, that getting back to that New Jersey in Williamsport. Leading up to the World Series, I was always looking around the country and seeing
Nice hit.
who might be the team to beat, and of course,
Good base running by Sir. Base running by base hit there.
had a lot of talk about that team.
What was that big kid? Yachty or something?
Yachty, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when he got to Williamsport, everybody curved him to death. He didn't do much.
I think we struck him out 3 times in that game.
Yeah.
Well, Egan was pitching. And Egan had a great 12-6 curveball.
He did.
He probably but he probably threw 65, 66, 67 here and there. But he had a phenomenal changeup.
And his accuracy
Oh
was
my gosh.
unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. It was like people see the kid play in high school and see how great he is as a pitcher. No idea how good that kid was as a pitcher.
That's right.
That's
right. And a little bit earlier when we started the broadcast, we were talking about pitch counts and how difficult it was for a little leaguer to go through 6 innings. Even Prather, he had, I believe, almost 2 complete games in the Little League World Series. I think he came, 1 or 2 out shy of having 2 complete games?
No.
No?
Well, yes. I took him out, I think it was in the 6th inning. But no. I took him out at 65 pitches against New Jersey.
Okay.
So he can come back on Sunday to pitch in the World Championship.
But again, he saved his pitch count, and you had a plan to get him to pitch in the World Championship game. But in order for that to work, he had to throw strikes.
He had to throw strikes. But see, that's the other thing. Like, talk about lost arts in baseball. Like, the changeup. Like, you hear about the curveball, the fastball, the heater, like how hard he's throwing and stuff like that. Like, dude, a changeup is a great pitch that hardly nobody utilizes, right? And a changeup, especially in Little League Baseball, is you get that first pitch, you throw a changeup, you get a quick little out dribbler to second base or pop up or back to the pitcher, and you're keeping your pitch count down. And that's what Egan did. He had a great changeup that we threw a lot, and then it made his fastball look like it was 100 miles per hour.
That's right.
I mean, look, again, to put in perspective, Egan threw a complete game shutout against Curacao in the World Championship game.
Right.
It's incredible.
And one of the biggest memories that sticks out to me at that game, Egan, we're on the last out, last batter. We're about to win the World Championship game. Scott completely stopped calling pitches, and he said, "You call it."
Well, it was a 14-pitch at bat.
Right.
Hold on a second. Now batting first baseman, Cristiano Wyndham. Yeah, it was against Profar kid, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Who's got 2 brothers in the major leagues.
Yeah, I wonder where that kid is now. That'd be something we should look up. But was it Curly? Was it Profar or the Curly kid? It might have been the Curly kid.
Curly was a different kid.
Right.
2 kids.
I think it was the Curly kid. I don't think it was. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it was the Curly kid. It was.
Oh, that's a shot. That's going to be 2 RBIs. So base hit to right field. It's going to score 2 anyway. Cristiano advances to second on the error by the right fielder. That makes it now 11-0 here in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs.
Colin Johnson.
Now batting is third hole hitter Colin Johnson.
Yeah, getting back to that was, I believe he fouled off 13, I don't know how many.
I think it was like a 14-pitch at bat. So we started him maybe like around 80, or no, it was like upper 70s.
It was definitely going to be his last battle.
Yeah, I think he finished at like pitch 90 or something like that. The line drive to a little stand at shortstop. Yep. This is For an 11-year-old kid, this Johnson kid, he's a solid-looking boy. Not a bad pitch. A little outside. Good job by the catcher. Fortunately, we're up here under this pavilion, under this overhang, so we're a little bit in the shade. But that sun is starting to come down a little bit. I'm glad we're up here, Todd, not in the sun.
Oh, my God. I walked out on the field before the game, at least 15 degrees hotter on the field.
That was a really nice pitch by the pitcher. And Johnson's thrown out of first base, so after the first inning of play, let's see. Well, it's 11-0 Eastbank. Eastbank just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. 9 hits and 11 runs, 1 runner left on base. So after 1 inning of play, Eastbank 11, Evangeline 0.
So, Scott, if you've got a 10-run rule situation, how many innings does it have to go?
So I think Little League changed the rule a few years ago, so now I think it's 15 after 3, 10 after 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Looks like our 10-year-olds, they're in the second inning. Looks like they're losing 3-0 to Shreveport. And who's the home team?
Wow. This bumper music is really nice. Playing a little mean.
So the Sulphur, the 12-year-old Sulphur Ascension Parish game, it's 2-0 AP. Looks like we're going into the top of the third over there.
All right, Scott, who do we have in pitching for Eastbank? Got to see a number on the back. 1.
Number 1? Well, I got to look at my phone because I didn't write down the numbers on my pad. Number 1 is Blaze Markey. If it is a number 1, it's hard to tell. See the number. Yeah, it looks like a 1. So now pitch for Eastbank is Blaze Markey. Close the book on Mr. Rouse at 29 pitches.
One of the great things about this Eastbank Little League team, got a pretty great balance of righties and lefties on this team.
Well,
77, Connor August.
oh, we already did. I think their 3 best pitchers are lefties.
Correct.
You don't see that much in any level of baseball, in college, but
Yeah.
but in high school or lower.
Yeah.
And
Let's face it, when you're 12 years old, you just hadn't seen that many lefties.
No.
So I think it's a tremendous advantage if you've got a good left-handed pitcher in Little League baseball.
well, so they have. Let me get this little guy's name in. So now batting for Evangel is Connor. It looks like August. Connor August is now batting for Evangel. No, there's no outs here in the top of the second inning. So I would have to say the ace for Eastbank, or 1A, 1B, would be, it's going to be Cristiano Wyndham, the tall lefty. And then you have Colin Johnson, also a lefty. Both of them throw pretty stiff. Then you've got Pettit that comes in
Number 10,
like super crafty. And I used to love calling pitches for a kid like Marvin Pettit, you know.
Yeah.
August draws a base on balls. Now batting Liam Arsenault. Looks like Coach Leday's made a few changes defensively. I mean, still got Palermo at short. That's inside. So what you want here from Blaze is throw strikes.
That's correct.
Just literally fill up the zone, buddy.
I mean, strikeouts would be great, but we definitely want. I mean, not only you keep the pitch count down when they put it in play, but it gives our infield and outfield a little work today.
Well, you know, when you throw in a lot of balls, and then you start getting a little complacent in the field. So we got 2-2 count now. Blaze doing a good job. Look, his first time on the hill during the state tournament, right? You know, I don't know if he threw in district. I'm not sure if he did.
If he did, it was very little.
Yeah. There he goes. Comes back and strikes him out for the first side of the inning. Nice job, Blaze. Now batting, ninth hole batter for Evangel is Dominic Freyu.
So we've been talking a lot about the 2019 World Series team, but for some of you out there, I'm going to brag on Scott a little bit. He actually won the Little League World Series for the intermediate division. I don't know of another coach or program actually that has won both the 11 and 12-year-old World Series and the intermediate World Series in Little League Baseball.
We're the only ones in the world that have won the 12s and the 13s. And last year was the first year. Last year it was the first 13 teams.
Yep.
And the reason we did it in 23 here, Blaze strikes out Arsenault for the second out of the inning. Now batting is Devon Oliver. And the reason we did it in 23, we had a really, really good team. The team, more than half the team got the stomach bug halfway through the state tournament.
Right.
And we were struggling and had kids sick the whole time.
Which was a controversy in itself because a lot of people thought that you were intentionally sitting kids, you know. But
yeah.
But then you had kids throwing up in the dugout.
Well, I actually had 2 kids throwing up in the field while we were taking infield. So it's like, hey, you can't say anything. I mean, the kids are literally throwing up on the field.
Right.
So we played the game at 9, and out of those 9, 3 were sick. We ended up losing in extra innings to AP after an incredible comeback by us to tie the game in the 6th.
I think what that game started 7-0 or something.
5-0. Maybe 4 or 5-0. Yeah. I mean, it's tough in Little League baseball. That's hard. You know, we made a couple of costly errors that cost us. This looks like a pop out to second base. I think that's Ford, maybe. So Evangel goes down. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base. Yeah, good. Blaze came back, started throwing strikes, just like we talked about, right? So as we head to the bottom of the second inning, Eastbank 11, Evangeline nothing. For Eastbank coming up, it's going to be the 4-5, 6-hole hitters, Charlie Bartlett, Jonas Krapel, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and
Krapel, yep.
Jace Ford.
So Scott, why don't you finish telling that story of why you started that intermediate division last year?
So the kids got sick. We lose the state championship game, extra innings, and so then from there, it was heartbreaking. And just because there were such good kids, great parents. I mean, everybody was on board, no issues at all. And I told them, I was like, you know what? I was done after this year, but if everybody makes a commitment to come back, I'll come back too. And we all made a commitment to come back. We added a nice piece to the puzzle with Tanner Scheck-Snyder from AP coming to play with us because AP did not have intermediate baseball. So Tanner was able to get a waiver to come play for us. So that was a nice, really nice piece added to the team. And so then we made our run. Looks like there was a nice hit to right field by Ascension, and maybe an error.
And in that intermediate World Series last year, Eastbank was able to defeat South Korea, I believe, 8-7.
8-7, yeah. And you know, we talked earlier about being aggressive, base running, and all that stuff. We were doing hit and runs, stealing third. They weren't used to that.
I don't know how many bases you stole in that World Series last year, but it was a ton.
We got after it, yeah, and we kind of came out and punched them in the face a little bit, and they wasn't expecting it. And they fought back big time. Actually tied the game by stealing home on us at 7, and then we scored the run in the top of the 7th to give us the lead, 8-7, and then held them off at the end. John, oh my gosh, they got to make that play. Well, kind of a bloop over towards second base by Charlie Bartlett. Going to be a single.
We've been hit with a stolen base, a home stolen base before. I remember back in 2015 when we went to Waco. Ended up losing to Arkansas 1-0 from a steal from third, and that was kind of a heartbreaker.
That was tough. the kid that threw against us that game from Arkansas, he was a second-round draft choice last year. Nice play by the third baseman, flipping it over to second for the first out of the inning. Capel just grounded into a fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. Now batting, 6-hole hitter for Eastbank, Jace Ford.
So yeah, in 2015, we lose a heartbreaker to Arkansas to send us home and end the season. But that was only our second season in Little League baseball, so I thought it was a tremendous accomplishment to get that far. Second year.
Well, when we were getting into Little League, the South Lake Charles was like the New York Yankees.
They were.
And everything was going through those guys. Lafayette always had really, really good teams, but South Lake Charles had that, I guess, swagger. They had a lot of Barb High School influence over there. A lot of their coaches were coaching over there. And man, that was a hill to climb. And so we didn't, in our first year in 2014, we didn't play South Lake Charles. We lost twice to Bossier.
Finished third in state.
Finished third in state, yeah. And then in 2015, in the second game, we lost in extra innings to South Lake Charles. That was our first time playing them. Then we had to come back and beat them twice. And if you remember, they had that big kid that was like 6 foot that threw like 78 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And I remember we got after that kid, and I want to say it was about in the fourth inning. It was his last pitch of the game because he hit his pitch limit because we were getting after him. And John Dade Wooten sent one high in the sky for a bomb on his 85th pitch to knock him out the game. And I think we ended up winning that game 10-7. Oh, nice hit. Jace Ford with a nice base hit between short.
Nice base running.
Yeah, nice base running.
Nice aggressive base running. Notice at the left field to bobble that ball. And he kept running. Good job.
Yeah, that was Jonas Capel. Yeah, I got to get that right. All right, so now batting for Eastbank is Giovanni Wyndham. I like the name, Giovanni.
Gotta be Italian.
We got him on.
His mom can cook some tremendous pasta.
So what you think, Todd? We got Ascension 12's over here beating Sulphur 4-0.
Yeah, I thought that game would be a little bit closer, but Ascension's a great team. So since Eastbank Little League has started, I think the worst we've ever finished is third in state, and that was our first year. And every other year we've either been first or second.
And he throws it away. That's going to score 2 runs. Now the shortstop makes a great play getting to the ball, but why do you go to your knees? Stay up on your feet. So Giovanni gets on with an error. Now batting is shortstop Dominic Perlamo. When you talk about the Lafayettes and South Lake Charleses that we've had to deal with, and then you have other really good teams that come around like Bossier and
New Orleans last year.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, AP now, right? Ascension Parish. You've had good teams, Sterlington or Monroe and all these other guys. We've made it in a 12-year-old division. We made it to the state championship game 10 straight years. That's incredible. Nice hit up the middle. Oh, nice try by the second baseman right there. That was a really nice try. I thought the little guy was going to make it. Where are we at in the lineup? Palermo, that's his second base hit of the game. I dropped my pen.
Little guy reminds me of Ryder Blanchard.
Palermo?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. So what we got? 1 out. Runners at first and second. Now batting, who was the starting pitcher, Josh Rouse.
Wonder if he's any relation to the grocery store chain.
I don't think so because, that's going to drop because the left field's not running up. So, whoa. Hey, Rouse, go back to first. All right, so that's going to be a base hit. RBI base hit to left field. Once again, these little guys are playing way too deep.
Number 6, Molly Pettit.
All right, so we got first and second, one out. Now batting, Marley Pettit, whom I was extremely impressed with the first time. Nice cut on the base hit and base running.
Is there a way to see how many viewers? Is there a way to see how many viewers?
So let's see here. All right, so here's the pitch. Ball outside. Wait, didn't we have a guy on base? I guess that when I turned around and looked at the computer, did another kid score? I must have missed something.
No, Scott. It was 14-0, and then.
Oh no, that's right. No, Palermo must have scored.
Well, they haven't updated on the scoreboard yet, I don't believe.
Well, all right, got a 2-0 count. 2 outs, so he must have got thrown out. I don't know what happened. I missed it. We'll look at the replay, Todd. Nice pitch. Foul ball. But they can't make the play. This little guy's got a nice curveball. Whew, shortstop in the 10-year-old game next to us just made a really nice play for Eastbank. That's a ball high, so count goes to 3-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Eastbank's leading 14-0, according to the scoreboard. I don't know if that's right.
It may be
I lost
15.
track. We only scored 3 this inning? I don't think that's right. I think we scored, well, I don't know, maybe it is 3. That's a strike. Nice pitch. All right, Todd, 3-2. He's got a nice curveball, so he's going to come with the slow curveball, or is he going to try to pump the fastball in here?
With a 3-2 count, I think he's coming with the fastball.
I would agree. He just threw a nice fastball there, so why not throw another one? And it was a fastball.
And I was correct, and he did strike out.
All right, so Eastbank with 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, scored apparently only 3 runs. And at the end of 2 innings of play, the score is Eastbank 14 and Evangeline 0. You know, maybe during that part of the game, Coach should have went to a mound visit, because at Supreme Toyota's mound visit, when Scott Leday goes to check on his pitcher this summer before a road trip, you should bring your vehicle to Supreme Toyota Service Department so they can give you your vehicle a mound visit to make sure you and your family stay safe on the road. I wonder if Kyle actually changes the oil and does the cleaning of all that stuff.
Well, I mean, I think he's very capable.
I don't know. I couldn't see Kyle getting underneath the hood. I can see if
Lifting the car.
it's like the Jerky Boys. You're gonna buy this car and take your faces. Hey, at Supreme Toyota, you're not leaving until you buy this car. If you wrestle and beat Kyle in wrestling, they take $1,000 off.
Right. Which has never happened.
Oh my goodness. Oh, let's get back real quick. We'll talk about the kids that got the 19 team that were signed scholarships.
Yeah.
So Ryder Pletcher, LSU Eunice, Egan Prather, Arizona State. Gavin Berry is signed to go with Delgado.
Okay. What about Andre?
Andre originally signed for Nunez,
And then went to UNO, right?
But now he's actually he got a commitment
All
to
right.
UNO recently.
Okay.
Reese Roussel's going to Centenary in Shreveport.
Right. Which back in 19, that was a household name. Broke the Little League World Series hit record, I think, at 21.
17 maybe?
I thought he had 21, Coach.
I think it was 17. Peyton Spadoni is going to BRCC.
Okay.
Who am I missing? Well, you're going to have two still going to be seniors. Derek DeLatte is going to be a senior at Jesuit, and Jeffrey Curtis is going to be a senior at Curtis.
Jeffrey Curtis, what a role he played on that 19 team. He comes off the bench in the U.S. Championship game, 0-0 ball game into the fifth, and so Scott puts him in as a pinch hitter, and he drives one off the center field wall to get us started.
When you look at that game, the first 4 innings of 0-0, going into the fifth, like you said, and Jeffrey hits that ball off the center field wall, the game ends up 9-5 in the next 2 innings.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, Coach, I'm in the stands. We're up 9-0 going into the last inning. Let's just say I made several trips to the bathroom.
Oh, man.
It's 9-5 at that point, 2 outs. Hawaii's got the bases loaded, and we're struggling to find the plate.
That was rough. Okay, so that was John Cruz that went down swinging. Now batting for Evangel is their 12th hole hitter, Lane Mara. That was, wow, that was tough, man.
I watch a lot of Little League baseball, and I think it was 2002 that South Lake Charles was in a U.S. Championship game against Hawaii, and the same exact thing happened, but South Lake Charles actually blew it.
Yes, that's correct.
Hawaii came back and ended up beating them.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. But however, it wasn't all of our pitchers' fault because that umpire who was squeezing us. I think it was actually from China. He was squeezing us to death. And we had some nice pitches in there, and it should have never gotten to that point.
Number 16, Cam Charles.
But it did. But let's see. Leadoff hitter now for Evangel is Cam Charles now batting. His first at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher. Pitching now for Eastbank is Warren Surkoff. I like how he whips the ball.
Definitely a different arm slot than what we've seen from Eastbank's 2 first pitches.
Yeah, and Scott was actually saying today at lunch how he threw the other day in a inter-squad game and was throwing the ball really, really well, throwing it hard. But he brings it down kind of like 3/4 and kind of whips it in there.
Yeah, it'd be a great pitcher to bring in. You need a couple of outs, let the batter see something different.
Yeah, but that arm slide, that's a problem for batters, especially right-handed batters.
Would you say it takes him a little bit longer to see the ball coming out of the hand?
Yeah, he does a good job of hiding it, but the way his slide comes down and the way the ball is crossing the plate from left to right makes it tough, man. So we got a 3-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the third.
I think we got a 3-1 count, Coach.
3-1 count. 14-0
swung at that. I'm not really sure. They need base runners.
Oh, so strikes him out. 1, 2, 3. All strikeouts. So as we head to the bottom of the third inning, Eastbank Little League is up 14-0.
Let's see if we can't get a run across.
One run
will end this.
Yeah. And we are at 58 minutes currently into the game. Looking over the field.
Triple.
Sulphur and Ascension. Looks like a kid hit a triple with 2 outs. Ascension's currently up 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth. And our 10 in the top of the fourth, and they are losing 4-0 as well.
I wish I had a bracket in front of me, but I believe we would play winner tomorrow of Lafayette and who?
Lafayette plays Mid-City.
Okay.
Mid-City's out of Lake Charles. So we're going to play the winner of Lafayette and Mid-City. Lafayette and Mid-City play just after this game. They play at 6 o'clock. That game tomorrow will be also at 4.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Lafayette, but if it's anything like any Lafayette team in the past, they're going to be good.
Always solid.
Yep, always good.
Well coached.
Yeah. Lafayette's always tough.
And how many times has Lafayette been to the Little League World Series? Twice, huh?
I think 3 3 times. So when they beat us in 21, that was the COVID year.
Yeah.
So they beat us in 21, and that's when they were taking 2 teams from each regional because there was no international teams.
Right.
But they still won the regional that year.
They did, but they also had a couple of teams up there that they sent home up in Waco.
Nederland or something, huh?
Yeah, and that was really unfortunate because that Texas team was loaded.
You know, that was a bad situation. You know, they given those spit tests in a cafeteria, and yeah, that was kind of bad. Looks like Eastbank 10-year-olds are now down 5-0 in the top of the 4th. Over to our left.
You know, I believe. You know, I talked to the Lafayette head coach of that team, and you know, he a year later, he told state championship game. He took those kids and went to a hotel room and totally isolated them until they got to Waco.
Because of the COVID.
Yeah,
stuff.
because of COVID.
Oh,
He
wow.
did not want to take any chances. They went straight to a hotel.
I want to say one of those guys, I think it was the guy that coached third base. I'm pretty sure he was on that team that went to the World Series in 2000. I can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure he was on that team. And you had, I mean, look, that was a battle between us and those guys.
Yeah.
You know, it was tough. Two really good games against them. But hey, they beat us and went. That was it.
They sure did.
We had a really good team that year too.
We did. You know, and I think our best player, Nugent, he was sick. Something was bothering him.
It was, I think it was the neck diabetes.
Yeah.
And he's been on, like, I guess he still does the insulin. I don't know how it works.
Might be, but Coach, you know, you could tell us he was sluggish just from the get-go of that tournament.
Grayson Parker was sick.
But what a ball player he was, and it's unfortunate that he started feeling bad at the wrong time.
I saw Owen and Jackson Dugan, who was on our 2020 team that year. There was straight COVID, no World Series that year. I saw Owen and Jackson Dugan up in Omaha for the LSU game.
Okay, great.
Owen Nugent's dad, he pitched for LSU. All right, where are we at here? Let's see. Looks like. All right, well, this is, no, it was the second pitcher. So this is Blaze Markey now up the bat for Eastbank here in the beating 14-0. Evangeline a little bit overmatched in this game. But they're fighting hard, right?
Yes, Coach. They, you know, whenever you play a team like this, you know, the kids give it their all on the field, and that's all you can count.
I love the competition, and you know, when another kid from another team did something well against us, you know, look, they're just out there. Oh wow, what a catch over in the field next to us by an Eastbank left fielder diving out. Nice play. But you know, look, the little guys out there trying to do the best they can, right? And so much riding on the line.
There is.
You got to win to get to that next level. There is no tomorrow. It's not like travel baseball.
Right.
You know?
And frankly, you know, when you told me that you were starting a Little League program back in 2014, that was my pure attraction to getting involved with it. You know, look, at some point, kids need to learn disappointment. And
guess what? There's sometimes failure in life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And losing sucks. There's no doubt about it. But guess what? It builds character and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, just like in the Rocky movie. It's not always rainbows and sunshine.
Right. You know, and I always found it comical, you know, when you're talking to your neighbor and says, we're going to a World Series this weekend. Where's it at? Mississippi. How many teams they got? 4. Where are they from? Mississippi.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
Check.
Well, think about the system. And, you know, here we are in Lafayette, where legendary coach Robichaux's from.
Right.
And he talks about this. We have a broken system, right?
We do.
And think about it. You've got parents that pay for a kid to play for a travel team. Then you pay for them to go play in a travel ball tournament. And then you pay at the gate to go watch them race.
And And in a lot of cases, if your kid isn't getting enough playing time, you create your own travel ball team so that your kid can play.
Which is why I guess we have a million travel ball teams. which, let's be honest, is the reason they built this facility. Which has a lot of fields and it's really nice, right? But there are reasons why these facilities are built. That ball got in on Blaze's hands a little bit. Side of the inning now batting is Warren Surkoff. He was the pitcher last inning for Eastbank. Nice pitch inside. He hit the inside corner.
You know, we haven't had a chance to look at any comments, if there are any on the game. You know,
I'm almost afraid to look at the comments.
Yeah, me too. I think we're doing a pretty good job, though, Coach. First time out of the box, I think we're doing pretty good.
We might have to banter. Hey, nice hit by Warren to left field. That was a really nice hit. Good job of base hit. Good job of hitting. All right, so with one out, Warren Surkoff with the base hit to left field. Brings up the leadoff hitter.
Number 2, Spencer Curl.
Spencer Curl now batting for Eastbank. Hey, look at that. Third time up the bat. Who said in a continuous batting order, you top of the lineup, they'll get up 3 times? I really would like to see Little League change that rule.
I agree, but I have a feeling it's not.
I have a feeling we're not going to see the 4th inning in this game.
You know, looking around at the weather.
Oh, shoot. That's going to drop. Well, Surkoff's in a tough spot.
Yeah, he is.
You know, there's nothing he can do. Ball drops, and the kid bare hands and goes to second base.
I think we lucked out with the weather. You know, last week, you know, they announced that our was out of here, and I think we got lucky on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
There's been several times where we've been out here at the sports complex where we've had a ton of rain delays.
Lots. Now batting for Eastbank with 2 outs is Cristiano Wyndham. Hey, at least you got fast Curl at first base now.
And he's going.
And straight stole. Wow, he is fast. It looks like Coach Leday is trying to end this game here.
Yeah. Whoa.
What? I guess they said he left early, but I don't know about that.
Well, if he left early, would he be out, Coach?
You know, I'm not really familiar with that rule. Never had it happen. I guess they give you a shot to go back.
I think it was a no pitch. Try that again.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, you can leave the base when the ball's crossing the plate, right? No, it's a 1-1 count. I don't know. 2 outs, here we go. 1-1 count, runner on second, ball outside.
You know, I think I might send him the third, Coach.
Well, it's a fine line. You know, you want to save pitching and all that kind of stuff, but you also don't want to.
No, but you want to get out of this game without burning any more pitches. Intentional walk.
Okay, intentional walk to Cristiano. Now batting Colin Johnson.
Which, you know, you might have put yourself in a worse situation pitching to this kid.
Well, I don't know. Cristiano's pretty big. He looks
Yeah, he
strong. I don't know. Up right to the shortstop. Well, he went to third, but whatever, it worked. So there you go. Guess what? We're playing another inning. So after 3 innings of play, Eastbank gets 1 hit, no runs on 1 hit, 2 runners left on base.
Actually, Coach, I think it's 10 after 4, right?
Yeah. So, but it was 15 after 3. So we needed 1 to get.
Right. So we're going to play another half inning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I mean, Todd, we had no game plan coming in for this thing. We didn't know how we were going to do it.
Look, for those of you still out there, we've got a ton of more stories over the last 11 years that we can share with you. Some very interesting ones, too.
Well, some we can share and some we can't.
That's right. Some I don't tell a lot of people about.
I'm not going to incriminate myself like that. Hey, all I know is This is our 12th year
That's right.
in being in Little League.
That's right.
We have had we've had amazing parents and lifelong
Yeah.
friends that we've become
Yeah.
friends with.
Yeah.
Tremendous kids that we've coached, you know? And
Yeah.
think of the kids that have played in our league that haven't made All-Stars that went on to still be incredibly successful in high school.
Look at our third coach right now, Alex Agassi. Did not make the Eastbank All-Stars.
Goes on
Come
to
back
play.
and goes and pitches for Delgado.
Yeah, pitches for John Curtis.
Right.
Does an incredible job at Curtis.
Yep.
I mean, his ERA was like below 1 at Delgado.
Yeah.
You know? And you're right, Alex didn't. Alex, who's coaching our team right now, the third coach in our team right now, did not make our All-Star team in 2017.
Yeah.
You know, we had a great league,
Yeah.
but we had a really always top. It's very hard.
Well, one played favorite. Look, you grew up with Alex's dad.
Yeah, we're best friends as kids.
Yeah. And, didn't make the All-Star team. It's always been best player makes it. So you've taken a lot of the political stuff out of our organization, which I think has made us extremely successful.
We just had some little kids come running. I was afraid they're going to knock over our camera. That's one thing. People can say what they want, but that's one thing they can't say, is that we put kids on a team that it was not deserved. Now, they may not agree, but we may have had other ideas of what we were looking for from kids to fill certain roles, right? And so, look, you try to do the best. And I'll tell you right now, I was thinking about this the other day. The toughest day for me when I was coaching was always the day the All-Star list came out.
Yes.
Because I knew I was crushing the dreams of a lot of kids
Yeah.
that was killing themselves to get better,
Yeah.
kids in that
Yeah.
position. That was always, seriously, the hardest day for me was that day.
Sure. 3 kids for the last spot, 3 or 4 kids for the last spot. And that's a tough list to put out there. I agree.
All right, who we got? Number 15's pitching, right? Let's see who this is. Okay, we got the little Wyndham kid, Giancarlo. I remember his name, Giancarlo. They said they call him G. He's an 11-year-old, so Giancarlo will be coming back next year as well. Scott had a lot of good things to say about him.
So, Coach,
So the guy that just grounded out, he was the second hole. Now batting is Parker Marcotti.
so it looks like Coach Leday choosing to go with all righties today, not showing his hand for the upcoming games.
Yeah, I don't know how it is in today's world. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to get access to like a Game Changer, where you can go. Most of these teams are video, and you can see their Game Changer set up for Evangeline, right?
Yeah.
So they're streaming their game live. Now with us, there ain't no hiding this. This is going on. This is going on YouTube, right? So people can watch it.
Right.
But on Game Changer, I think there's a way to where you can keep it private.
Yeah.
And teams can't go and scout you like that. But again, I don't know how it works, but I would imagine somehow, some way, Lafayette's probably got their hands on some of our footage to see our lefties pitch in district. Now you're not hiding anything from AP because we had to play AP twice.
Lafayette would always come to our district games and scout us in person.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
not that far of a drive. You're talking about a 2-hour drive to watch those district games.
Yeah. I mean, to announce All-Stars, we posted the list. I never hid that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, do your research. At the end of the day, it's 12-year-old kids on the field, and they're either going to hit the ball and make the play or they're not.
Right.
So you can scout all day long. It's still 12-year-old kids.
It is truly incredible, though, the research that an opposing coach can do on spray charts and everything for an 11 and 12-year-old. I mean, but I'll go back to that 2021 state championship game against Lafayette. That coach had scouted us to death. He had spray charts galore in the dugout. He knew where every ball was going to go. Great job by them.
Yeah, well, anyway, Bowie just rounded out to a fielder's choice, but now with 2 outs. Now batting is Bladen Foreman, so we have 1 more out, the game's over. And this should be it. He's going to throw it to second base. Nice play. Boy, he's really smooth at shortstop. So that's ball game, Little League. They're going to win our first game here in the state tournament here in Broussard, Louisiana. We knock off Evangeline 14-0. Kind of as expected, I think.
Yeah, but great tune-up game. We had a good draw in this tournament, so I love coming out of the box, letting the kids get loose first game. Not a lot of pressure here, but they get a taste of the field, and we'll roll into tomorrow. Probably, I don't know for sure, but probably play Lafayette, which is always a great matchup.
We over the years we've developed a really good rivalry with Lafayette.
We have,
right? And it's a friendly rivalry.
It is.
We are highly respectful of Lafayette.
Yep. And Ascension Parish. Ascension Parish.
Yeah, same model is really come from here, from Lafayette.
Yep.
And they've done things great. Think about I like being out here. It's nice and everything else. I personally like being at the Little League locations itself, like we played at Lafayette in 17 and 19.
You talk about an intimidating atmosphere.
Yeah. And that's when they had the chicken burgers, which had the chicken patties with the boudin stuffed inside.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning of this broadcast, you come to Lafayette, Louisiana, if you're not leaving 10 pounds heavier at the end of this tournament, something's wrong with you.
Well, I guess it's going to kind of wrap it up for now. There's another game to be played after this. We were thinking about doing some post-game interviews, but I don't know if we're going to do all that right now. There may be some stuff we might do later and upload it to YouTube. Or tomorrow morning, we will be live at 9 a.m. It's the challenger game between Lafayette and Bossier.
And talk a little bit about that game.
Man, I'm telling you what, if you want to sit back and enjoy something tomorrow morning, tune into that with challenger game. It's for physically and mentally disabled adults, it puts in perspective a lot of stuff really, really cool. And we, I don't want to say just encourage, but we basically force our team that don't have a game in the morning to come out here and support the participants in this game. And I can honestly and sincerely say that there's not a game I don't come away from the Challenger games without having some tears in my eyes, watching how much joy and happiness they have on the field. It's incredible.
They do.
And Brian Melanson from Lafayette Little League, who played ball with my older brother at USL at the time, and he runs that program. His son is a member of one of the Lafayette team, and he does an incredible job. And we've been, probably 7, 8, 9 years now, I guess.
Yeah.
Every year we're a part of it. But tomorrow, normally we would play them. But tomorrow, Bossier's bringing down their challenger team.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the state championship game here tomorrow. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Todd and I, we're going to stream it live. I think I'm going to put, either me or Todd will be on the field.
Yeah.
We won't be able to communicate with one another because we don't have headsets. So
Not yet. Next year, Coach.
Next year, yeah. But I don't know how we'll work that out, but we'll figure it out. But hey, this has been fun.
Yep.
And I guess we'll go ahead and sign off now. But so Eastbank wins the first game. We win 14-0 in 4 innings.
And those of you still hanging on to that spread the word. Spread the word. We'd love some more people doing this. We're going to grow this and do it right.
So over the weekend, we're going to also do some little podcast type of things that we'll upload to our YouTube page. We're going to talk to that's Peter Pham. That's running